It was a quiet Sunday morning, and the light streaming through the bathroom window was warm and golden. I had just started the water for my shower, grateful for a little peace. Life had been hectic lately, and this was the first time in days I could take a few minutes to myself without work calls or errands pulling me away. My name is Diane Cooperand. I live in a small suburb in Oregon. I'm in my early 40s, and after a divorce. 2 years ago, I found solace in making my home a cozy and calm space. My younger sister, Laura, and I have always been close, and her son Tyler is like a second son to me. Tyler is 17, smart, polite, and generally stays out of trouble. My own son Derek left for college a few months. Ego and the silence he left behind has been difficult to adjust. To that weekend, Laura had called me last minute, asking if Tyler could stay at my place for 2 nights. She and her husband had to fly out of state unexpectedly to visit her mother-in-law, who'd fallen ill. Of course, I said yes without hesitation, Tyler. And I had always had a good rapport, and I was glad to have the company. Tyler arrived on Friday evening with his overnight bag, his usual friendly smile lighting up his face. "Hey, Aunt Diana, thanks for letting me crash here," he said as he walked in. "Of course, you know, you're always welcome here," I replied, giving him a quick hug. We spent the evening catching up. He told me about school, his plans for college, and how he'd started volunteering at the animal shelter downtown. I felt proud listening to him. Laura and her husband had done such a great job raising him. Saturday flew by with breakfast at our favorite diner and a movie marathon at home. Tyler offered to help with yard work and even cleaned the kitchen after dinner. I laughed, telling him he was spoiling me. "You'll make someone very lucky one day." It eased and he rolled his eyes with a chuckle. Sunday morning started like any other. I made pancakes while he scrolled through his phone at the kitchen counter. We talked a bit about his upcoming finals and how stressed some of his friends were. I told him I'd be taking a long shower before we started on laundry and errands. "I'll be downstairs, maybe playing some video games," he said, waving me off. I went upstairs, grabbed a towel, and headed into the bathroom. As the water warmed, I set my phone on the sink, turned on some music softly, and stepped into the shower. The hot water was soothing, a small comfort in the midst of life's ongoing noise. I lost track of time as I lathered my hair and let the water ease the tension in my shoulders. The music played in the background, and I found myself humming along. I didn't even hear the footsteps approaching. Then it happened so fast, so unexpected, that I couldn't process. Right away, the bathroom door creaked open slightly. I turned my head, confused, the fog on the glass barely giving me a glimpse. "Aunt Diana," voice called. I froze, completely stunned. It was Tyler. "What Tyler?" "I'm in the shower," I said louder than I meant to. "Oh my God, I'm sorry," he exclaimed. I heard the door shut quickly, followed by footsteps rushing away. I stood there, heart racing, not from fear, but from the sheer awkwardness of the moment. My mind was reeling. Why had he come in? Had I forgotten to lock the door? Probably I was. So used to living alone again that locking the bathroom door had stopped being a habit. I rinsed off as quickly as I could, shut off the water, and wrapped myself in the towel. My cheeks were flushed, not from the heat, but from embarrassment. Once I was dressed, I walked downstairs, unsure of what to expect. Tyler was sitting stiffly on the couch, staring at the floor, his face a shade of red I'd never seen before. "Hey," I said gently, sitting down on the armchair across from him. "I'm so sorry, Aunt Diane," he said immediately. "I wasn't trying to. I didn't know you were in there. I thought you were just taking long time in your room, and I was going to ask if you wanted me to start the laundry or something. I swear, I didn't mean to walk in." I could tell he was sincere. He looked mortified. "It's okay," I say it after a breath. "It was an accident. Just next time, knock." "Okay." He nodded, quickly, still not looking me in the eye. "Will, I feel really bad. It's all right, Tyler." "Honestly," I said, trying to ease the tension, "we're family. Let's just chalk it up to a very awkward morning and move on." He finally looked up his shoulders, relaxing slightly. "Thanks, Aunt Diane. Promise it won't happen." Again, the rest of the day continued with a thin layer of awkwardness, but we both made an effort to act normal. We folded laundry, watched another movie, and Tyler helped me cook dinner. Slowly, the incident faded into the background by the time his parents returned Monday afternoon. Everything felt back to normal. Laura thanked me again and asked how everything went. "Smooth as always," I said, glancing at Tyler with a small smile. He gave me a sheepish one back, but said nothing after they left. I spent some time reflecting on how quickly life throws us into unexpected moments. Sometimes they're difficult, sometimes they're just uncomfortable. But in the end, they're a part of being human. I thought about how Tyler had reacted, how respectfully he handled it, and how I had, to that moment, as awkward as it was, didn't define anything. It was just a fleeting mistake, a minor glitch in an otherwise good weekend. Life is full of those little unscripted blips they make us more aware, more thoughtful, and sometimes even bring people closer. In strange ways, Tyler and I never mentioned it again, and our relationship remained strong, respectful, warm, and based on the same trust we'd always had in the weeks that followed. He sent me memes and updates from school, and I text him every so often to check in or send a silly video of my dog chasing squirrels in the backyard. That moment in the bathroom was long. Behind us, some stories don't end with a bang. Sometimes they just fade out, like the steam after a hot shower, leaving clarity, warmth, and a reminder that it's okay to be human even in the most unexpected ways.